Hey, Banjo Ben. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. Key of A today. We're going to teach you a Black Mountain Rag version in the key of A. I've already done it Doc Watson style when we're in the key of, or playing out of the position of C. Now we're going to play out of the position of G so that all your fiddle player friends who play it in A don't get all mad at you, and you can just slap a capo on. Check it out. All right, that was my version of Black Mountain Rag. It's a little saucy. I'm not going to lie, it's a little saucy. I've got it listed on the advanced section of videos and tabs on my website, which is banjobenclark.com. And you can go over there and you can join for a very small amount of money. And you can download the tabs in both PDF and the fabulous Tablet program. And I have about a 30-minute video lesson on this song. We're going to learn every measure, measure for measure. Then I'm going to play it slow for you all the way through. And then I've got 4 different guitar backing rhythm tracks. So you can learn how to rag all over Black Mountain. Cool? Let's dive into it. Black Mountain Rag, this time we're going to learn it in the key of A. I've already taught it in the key of C, the way that Doc played it. But this time we're going to play out of the G position, but capo up to the 2nd fret. That's going to put us in the key of A whenever we play a G chord, just like that one right there. Okay, we're going to give you 2 measures of kickoff, and it's going to start out just sliding into that open G string. I'm going to talk capo language here, so if I say the 1st fret, I mean the 1st fret after the capo, of course. But we're going to slide from the 4th to the 5th fret. I typically do it with my ring finger. So that first measure sounds like this. Okay. We just got 1/8 notes and 1/4 notes in this song. I don't think we broke it. Well, we've got one little 16th note in the very end. And then with the second measure of the kickoff is not going to be the same as the first. You're going to we're going to get a little syncopated right off the bat, and on the upstroke, do the slide in the second measure, so it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we're going to use the last beat of the second measure to kick us off into the melody of the song, into that A part. Okay, so I'm just going to play the kickoff for you really slowly. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. Okay? Now, when we get into the melody of the song, much like when we learned to play it in C, it's the same type of fingering idea. We're just down a string. We're not using the exact same frets, but we are using the same idea in that we're sliding just like we did. We slid into the same note as that open string. We're doing the same thing here. We're sliding into this B note. It's actually a C sharp, but matches our B string, okay? Okay, so measure 3, we're going to have a pickup coming into it, in upstroke, a slide. So measure 3 sounds like this. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, right there at the end of measure 3, I use my middle finger to get down beneath my index finger and kind of squeeze in, because we got to grab that 3rd fret on the G string. So that may pose a small problem for you just right at first, but you'll get used to it. Squeeze into slide again, measure 4. Then we're going to do the same thing going into measure 5. In measure 5, we're going to change the melody up just a little bit. Instead of our second note of the measure being that same old open B string, we're going to come up to this 3rd fret on the E string and offer just a little bit different counterpoint there. And then the rest of the measure sounds like this. Now you'll notice that I'm swinging it a little bit, and that's what I'll tend to do when I play this song. The faster you play it, the less swing there's going to be. But once again, measure 5, sliding into it. Ready, go, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, slide. Good. Now we're finishing up this little phrase there in measure 6 that sounds like this. Good. All right, so that's our first little phrase. Now we're going to do the same thing in measure 7 that we did in measure 3. But when we come into measure 8, we are going to go up to this top E string here on the 3rd fret. But now we're going to introduce some blues notes into it. Okay, so measure 8, sliding into it, I'm going to play it slowly. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so there's a little bit of a stretch in the last part of that measure because we're playing our 5th fret there on the G string with our ring finger, and we're going to stretch down with our index and grab the 2nd fret. It's not that bad. Stretch, and then slide. This time when we slide into measure 9, we're going to slide, play the open B string, and then we're going to make a shift, okay? We're going to make a shift with our ring finger up to the 7th fret for this little bluesy lick. It's going to start the 7th and just going to come right down 7, 6, 5, then a pull off from the 6th to the 5th measure, or 6th to the 5th fret of the B string, and then the 7th fret of the G string. So we're staying right there in that little pattern. Okay, so measure 9, once again I'll play for you. Ready, go, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and now I'm going into measure 10. My index finger's already where it needs to be on the 5th fret, and we play it just like this. 1, and hammer on. Then we do another hammer on to get us out of measure 10. Now I call measure 11 the B part, even though the chord progression is staying the same behind it. Our melody changes just a little bit. Let's take a look at that.